Alright, plenty of other channels have already done play-by-plays explaining why the plot of this Captain America film was so bad. You know, I could also talk about how the plot was weak too. I could explain that all the action set pieces are just there to pad the runtime, and that all the action feels mostly boring and pointless and is just used to space out minor updates of exposition. I could do that, but this film is actually worse than all of that. Captain America: Brave New World. Spoilers ahead. Welcome to The Pondering. I am the real-life fake wizard. If this video brings you any value at all or you have a little fun, consider subscribing to this channel where we're posting new videos almost every day. Alright, so let's bounce back to the 2012 era of the Avengers. In 2013, Joss Whedon and Marvel pushed out this TV show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now at the time, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was considered canon to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and ran parallel to the films as a form of additional B-roll storytelling. The agents would show up on scene to clean up the mess left behind by people like Thor, or Hydra, or Ultron. Now, Kevin Feige and the Marvel team made it expressly clear at the time that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not going to be required reading, like they weren't going to make upcoming films tie back into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because they didn't want to confuse movie ticket purchasing customers who hadn't seen this television show. Kevin Feige said he wanted to assure the audience that each film, save for the Avengers crossover films, would be able to stand on their own. Of course, that is within the reasoning that if you're seeing a sequel film, you likely would have seen the previous entry in the series. Okay, so with that setup, Captain America: Brave New World makes those original claims to how Marvel Television worked with something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. somewhat massively hypocritical. Brave New World has an over-reliance on previous films and shows, but doesn't do any of the work to catch viewers up who may not have a clue with what's going on. This movie is less of a Captain America film and more like a cleanup to a series of loose ends that Marvel has left hanging over the last 15 years. Now, you want to say, oh, everything attached with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is decanonized. Yeah, that's fine, that's true also, but Kevin Feige's claims of isolating properties as to not ruin the movie-going experience wasn't just about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was more about how they were going to manage both in the zeitgeist. Okay, so I say all of that to say now, you need to see Eternals, all of the Cap movies, all of the Avengers, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, The Incredible Hulk, and somehow I think Secret Invasion got retconned, but I really didn't watch that and I cannot confirm. Now, if you're a Marvel fan, you might say, well, Wizard, I've seen all of that. Okay, great. Lots of people haven't, or lots of people don't remember those. And when you go to the movies, you should be able to get an experience that is satisfactory, that you didn't need to do homework ahead of time. The film fails to catch up viewers as to why Sam is Captain America now. Why is he not the Falcon? Nor why there's a giant space monster poking out of the planet. Nor who Isaiah Bradley is, or why his arrest is quite significant. And why the leader is... Actually, you don't care, I don't care, let's move on. Next point. And this next one is more important than the first. For Western audiences, this is the first time we're seeing Sam Wilson take on the mantle of Captain America. And when you consider the current state of the MCU and the general consensus around this film, average Western audiences are going into this with the doubt that Sam Wilson will live up to the title of Captain America. In real life, we're experiencing that. And when the credits roll, the same audience will get in their cars and drive home maintaining the exact same doubts. He can call himself Captain America, but the writers decided to have him battle with self-doubt constantly, even up to the end of the final battle. What kind of mindset is the audience going to be in? Are they going to see Captain America, or are they going to see a guy pretending to be something he isn't? And I don't say any of this as a slight on Sam Wilson the character, nor Anthony Mackie the actor. Steve Rogers never doubts for a moment who he is, or that he's Captain America, with or without the serum. Sam Wilson doubts himself the entire runtime of this film. That's on the writers. That's on Kevin Feige and the producers. They did Sam Wilson dirty. Even if you're going into this with the benefit of the doubt that Sam Wilson is Captain America, he questions his own judgment from start to finish. I like Sam Wilson. I like Falcon, and I like Anthony Mackie. And this movie is supposed to be a character having experienced the last decade of Marvel Films events and even died, has finally become the ultimate hero, the Captain America. And he doubts himself like an insecure high schooler. Worse than that, Marvel, if you're going to require us to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier 2021 before watching this drivel, at least have someone check for consistency at the studio. Sam had already overcome this doubt at the end of that miserable Disney Plus series. I do not need to see Captain America mumble, "I should have taken that serum," after going toe-to-toe with a Hulk and not only living, but winning. It's not funny, it's not endearing, it's condescending to Captain America. This makes me think of that Thor's hammer discussion. You know, Steve Rogers can pick up the hammer because he's worthy. And well, what does worthy mean? Let's define it as possessing qualities like courage, selflessness, and an unwavering moral compass. Like, that's the simple explanation, right? But here, now, being worthy means having two things. Firstly, the person must embody all of those traits themselves, yes, but also the hero must know in their hearts themselves that they embody those traits. It's like a reinforcement of that worthiness. It actually plays to the validity of being worthy that they are heroic, but then actually know it themselves. It makes them stronger and it reinforces their moral cause. This works for Thor and this works for Steve Rogers. You know who it doesn't work for? Spider-Man. It doesn't work for Spider-Man because Peter Parker, no matter how great he is, always battles choosing between what he wants and what he knows he has to do. That actually makes Peter Parker even more relatable because that's how all of us as human beings would handle being a hero, constantly having to choose actively to realize that with great power comes great responsibility is what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. And in this Brave New World film, Sam Wilson second guesses himself the entire time. He pities himself, and he wishes a few times that he juiced up and took the super soldier serum. Steve Rogers would not have done that. But moreover, Captain America shouldn't have done that. And I can hear some of you in the comments now, him questioning himself is what makes him human. Okay, great, good. Don't be Captain America then. Call this a Falcon movie, and I wouldn't be complaining right now at all, because that would have been just fine. Captain America is more of a symbol that viewers look up to. They aspire to be Captain America because he's further beyond what most humans are capable of being when it comes to courage and selflessness. Having him say, "I should have taken that serum," after going toe-to-toe with a Hulk as a mortal man was shameful. It's almost emasculating, and I don't have enough of an argument planned out for that, but it feels like a kick in the balls for the character. Okay, next point. Every single person working on the Marvel marketing team should be fired. The whole film wants to believe that this is some deep spy espionage thriller. It's not, but on the surface level, let's pretend like it is. And it's all building to this final battle with the Red Hulk. Okay, well, the film means nothing as the audience member when you're waiting for the Red Hulk to show up. It's like having the entire thing spoiled before you even bought a ticket. The marketing should have been about hyping up the leader as being the villain. But you idiots at Marvel thought slapping Harrison Ford on the poster and the Red Hulk was going to put butts in seats. Well, maybe it did for opening weekend, but I foresee a second weekend drop-off on my crystal ball. Also, I'm not a real wizard. Captain America Brave New World feels like how I felt watching Ahsoka. It was where I finally lost all faith that the property was ever going to course correct. This movie is worse than the Marvels. I see people on Twitter saying, "Oh, it's not that bad. Everybody just hating on it for clicks." Then you're either blissfully ignorant or paid off by Disney. Or you're a bot, in which case, cheers to you, robot. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Captain America Brave New World is dog poo. Don't waste your money on it. Don't waste your time on it. Let this flop be a stain on the MCU's legacy like it deserves to be. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button. If you're new here and want to see more from me, consider hitting the subscribe button. If you're looking for a like-minded community, People like myself who want to chit-chat and get to know each other, join my Discord server at fakewizard.com. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus, especially after this. This was awful. Okay, bye-bye.